Hi everybody, Larry Graves here. Welcome to my latest Paul McCartney album review, and we're getting near the end, finally. And I just want to say that I'm no longer going to be doing these discography reviews because it just takes too long, especially with artists like Paul McCartney, and there's certain albums that I don't have an interest in or I haven't heard, and so it's kind of like a not complete discography, although I've done it for Led Zeppelin and the Beatles, obviously. But I'm going to be doing album reviews. I'll do separate album reviews. I might do, for instance, the Clash London Calling or whatever. So I'll continue doing album reviews as I just said. This is Memory Almost Full. And this is the CD that got me back into listening to Paul McCartney and appreciating him after like 25 years of ignoring him. The first song from this that I heard was, of course, a YouTube video, Dance Tonight, and I liked it. It was maybe a bit of a corny lyric, but it was a good song, a real toe tapper, and I loved it. So I ended up buying this CD and very happy with it. Paul got me hooked again. Dance Tonight is a 10 out of 10. Ever Present Past is my first or second favorite song on this album. It's, I don't know, it sounds, so, even now, even almost 10 years later, it sounds so fresh. I love the production on it, I love Paul's vocals. It's, like a more current version of Paul McCartney. He's staying current without sounding like he's forcing himself to sound current. See Your Sunshine is the one song on this album and the one song from the last few years of Paul McCartney that I really don't care for because it is pretty hokey, and the very first time I heard it, it's like, oh no, Paul, don't go back there. But he did. And I also believe the song is about Heather Mills. At this time he was going through the divorce and he was not going to include it on the album, but then he thought it was kind of silly. It's a song that he had written, so he ended up putting it on the album. But then it follows with one of his best rockers ever, Only Mama Knows. If you love Junior's Farm, I believe you will love Only Mama Knows. It rocks. I love his vocals on it. Sorry, See Your Sunshine I would give a 6 out of 10. I don't hate it, but yeah. Only Mama Knows is a 10. You Tell Me, I love it, a 10 out of 10. Mr. Bellamy. That's almost kind of a song that would fit on Band on the Run. Except on this album, especially on this album, you can hear Paul's vocals have really aged, but he's still sounding great. That's a 10 out of 10. Gratitude is another song that I did not like at first. It was kind of annoying. But now I love the song and I love his vocals on it. He almost does like a Lady Madonna kind of a gritty voice on it. Really good. Then we get into the second half. It's almost like a medley of songs. And they're so damn good. Vintage Clothes, a 10 out of 10. That Was Me, a 10 out of 10. Feet in the Clouds, a 10 out of 10. And possibly my favorite Paul McCartney solo song, House of Wax. If you have not heard House of Wax, do a search for it on YouTube and listen to his vocals. One of his best vocal performances ever. And the guitar solo is by Paul McCartney, and that's awesome too. The End of the End is a 10 out of 10. And in a way, it would have been nice to end it with that song. But the bonus song, I think it's a bonus song, maybe it isn't, Nod Your Head. it's a great rocker though. And so yeah, they're all 10 out of 10s. And disc 2, I've hardly ever played. It's got 4 bonus tracks. In Private, Why So Blue, 222. Oh, sorry, there's 3. And then an interview thing. And I haven't heard them in a long time. I didn't have time to play them last night. But I remember them being good, but not as good as the actual songs on the album. So that's my review for, what's this called? Memory Almost Full, I forgot. I'd love your thoughts on this CD or album. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.